will start with a little view, a general view of the importance of food webs. We have the sun. The sun is the primarily or most important source of energy in the universe. This sun is very important for plants. The plants are producers. They produce energy by photosynthesis, and after several kind of animals like herbivores can eat from these producers are butterflies, for example, and the butterflies has been eaten by consumers. Consumers like hogs. Those hogs can be carnivores. We can find all the kind of animals can eat carnivores and herbivores. Those are omnivores. Okay, like monkeys.
And they can also eat
Okay.
plants. And they can also eat plants, right?
Yeah, they can
The
eat plants too.
omnivores are animals that can eat the carnivores and the herbivores. And so omni means they eat everything.
Okay, exactly.
So one more thing that's just to remember, when we walk on the forest, we also see a lot of fungi and some
Important.
organisms that we
Yes.
don't see, but they actually, what they do is we see them eating some of the dead animals and materials. Can you tell us who they are?
Okay, those are called the discomposers. Those are fungus, and these fungus can eat dead animals, can eat woods, dead woods from the rainforest.
Now, why don't we talk about those creatures that we see all over the place here
Yeah.
on the island, and they are the ants.
In the tropical rainforest, and for example, in your homes, your classroom, and everywhere, we can find ants. Ants, we can find like 12,000 species in the world of ants. They communicate using different ways, by chemicals, by tactile, by sounds. They are the most important animals for the communication. The most communicated animals are the ants. Other animals can be communicated as bees and wasps too. Bees and wasps are in the same group of ants.
Okay.
Ants, bees and wasps are in a big group or unit by the organized and social insects.
So what we're saying is ants, bees, and wasps are social animals. They are insects. So as we know, they have 3 body parts, but
Okay.
most of them, or most of the species, need to live with other
Okay,
ants. That's why
exactly.
we are social. But can you tell us what species of ants are on BCI or Barro Colorado Island?
Okay, we have more than the 50% of the 12,000 species discovered until now around the world. We have many ants in the tropical rainforest, but the most important, Anna, I'm gonna tell you and show you, is leaf cutter ants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Leaf cutter ants, army ants, and bullet ants.
We can find ants everywhere.
Yeah.
Now we find them on the ground, we find them on the trees, we find them up in the canopy, we find
In
them
our
on the
kitchens.
walls, in the kitchen, on the
Everywhere.
dining, on the dinner table, even in our bathrooms and our beds. So we cannot run away from them. And you're going to tell us, why do we find them everywhere here in the forest?
Okay, and very important in the tropics because they have an important role in their food webs. Those animals keep the population of other animals, for example, enemies. Ants eat other insects, and in this way they can keep the population of those other insects, like grasshoppers, like beetles, like termites, for example.
So even though we haven't really talked about each one of the species of ants in particular, we already know that the role of the ants in the food webs is very important because they do serve as a food source for other animals, but at the same time, they also eat some other animals, keeping the population down, and some of them they also do eat the producers that we talked today, like fruits, like plants, like flowers, like seeds. So it is very important.
Yeah, and Anna, they are very important. For example, leaf cutter ants. We can find in one colony of leaf cutter ant 5 million individuals living together.
Wow.
And here in Panama, in Barro Colorado Island, in this place, in this forest, we can find like 30, 40 or 100 of these nests. Each nest contains 5 million individuals. Imagine together, million individuals eating, cutting leaf,
Cutting the leaves
cutting leaf and moving to
the colony. Guillermo's been talking about the leafcutter ants, and we have a really great clip to show you as he is talking about the characteristic and the eating habits of this particular ant.
This leafcutter cut many leaves and move and travel through the nest and pass the leaf to other individuals, other members of the colony, and those will give this leaf to a fungus. This is the fungus, the white one. This fungus produces specific structures, will feed the colony of ants.
So when we say that leafcutter ants are herbivores, it's not completely correct.
Exactly.
Because they do cut the leaf, but they do not eat it. What they do is they cut it and they take the leaves or the pieces of leaf they are cutting to take it to their colony. When they are in their colony, what they do is they feed a fungus that they grow, and that's what they eat. And that's the picture that you saw with a lot of white around. You saw here, and you can tell us a little bit more. I have 2 leaves. One of them is a complete leaf, and the other one, it seems like it's being eaten by an animal. And what have they been cutting, right? Is that what the ants have been doing?
Yeah, exactly. This is a normal leaf, and this is a leaf eaten by leaf cutter individual. These animals use this one. This is the main source for his food. The food of this leaf cutter are fungus, but the leaves are the most important in this case.
Right.
For this reason, they are considered herbivores.
Right.
For that reason.
And there's also another thing that they call them. They are the gardeners because what they have to do is they feed the fungus. They have to clean up around, like when we have a garden. They take all the weeds out, and after they cultivate it, and that's what they eat.
And something important, each one a leaf cutter can carry 10 times his weight. The leaf they can carry can be very heavy, and that's true because this kind of ants has a mandibles in the downside of the face, of the head, and they has a strong muscles. And this is very hard to say, muscles. For me, muscle here, and for that reason they can carry this strong or heavy thighs of the leaf.
Right.